Welcome to another Sports Frenzy podcast. As always, I'm your host, Levana. With me tonight, I have Devin and I have Manningsman. Hopefully, I'll be joined by Kims in a few minutes. So we're here tonight to discuss the Jamaica Wrecking Boys because they're going to action come tomorrow against Mexico over there in the Azteca Stadium, and they have selected a very strong side. It's one of the best assembled squad you can actually find right now when it comes down to Jamaican football, and I'm sure that a lot of Jamaica football fans are actually buzzing as we speak because of some of the acquisitions they have made and some of the players that have come into the setup. None more bigger than Mikel Antonio from West Ham. He's here and we all love it. He touched on earlier this evening with Kemar Roof, another very good player as well. Know that he actually plays for Rangers over there in the Scottish Premier League. This man was at Leeds. He went over to Belgium with Anderlecht. So yeah, he's now in the program as well. And both guys came along with Daniel Johnson. Seems like an English connection there were. But Devin, as I said, a lot of Jamaica football fans are actually over the moon right now. You're a fan of Jamaican football, so I mean, how are you feeling right now, knowing that these players are now part of the program?
I am elated, man. I'm feeling happy, and from ever since, as I was saying to you before the program started, some people are talking, like some of my friends saying, "Oh, I like the squad, but too many English players, too many English players, yo, like or English-based players." I say, yo, they're playing for Jamaica, like every country is doing it. So what is the big issue? If it was up to me and I could get 24 of those guys or 23 or 20 of them, I would take all 20 of them. Once they show that they have quality, right? Because the aim is to go to the World Cup. The aim is to go to the World Cup. So we keep talking about this English based, and I think a lot of people are getting over that now. We're looking for the best players. We're looking for the best players who can play for us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ecstatic. I like the fact that Roof is coming, Antonio is coming, and another thing is, I guess you'll get into it later too. This thing about them not gelling with the team. These guys are professional. They don't need much time to adjust. In certain guys who are professional, they'll get it. So I'm feeling good, and I'm looking for honestly. I'm expecting at least a draw.
All right. Manningsman, you have been following all these things closely because I know that you have your show that you feature a lot of Jamaica football on it. In terms of the squad that has been assembled, and I'm going to name out the squad in a few, but do you think this is the the best possible squad that could have been gathered by the federation?
Well, I think for me, there is at least one other player that I would have loved to have seen in the team, and that's Kaim Paris. Because I think he has been playing well, scoring some goals.
Yeah.
And I think he went on the Saudi Arabia tour, and we just have not seen him since. So outside of that, and again, personally, I don't believe that Ricardo Morris has been the best midfielder in the local league, though he has some experience. I don't know if he was selected based on experience or based on form. But outside of that, I think based on the players available, with the exception of those two players, I don't see any other player that I would say, you know what, this man should have been in the squad. Yeah.
All right, so here's Fabi Frano in the comment section saying that I understand Omar's got a call over Paris. Frano, if possible, just elaborate. Oh, you're saying that you can't understand. Yeah, and that's our thing because remember that Paris is playing at a high level now, and the man has been consistently performing for his team. And if memory serves me right, isn't it over in Slovenia top division? Because I know that Norman Campbell is actually in the Serbian. He plays for Kukariki. And I stand corrected. I'm not sure the name of the team that Paris play for currently. But I've seen him score on multiple occasions for them since he has made the move because he was in the second division and the top division side actually signed him afterwards. And since then, he has gone on to great good. And I mean, he plays for FC Copa in the top division. So, yeah, He has done very well for them. So if you ask me, I can't see how Ricardo Morris got in ahead of him. But the squad that has been assembled, the three goalkeepers in the team are Andre Blake, Dylan Barnes, Dennis Taylor. Mannings, you and I were having a little a small debate background, and we're looking at Dennis Taylor, and we're saying that I personally was saying that I wouldn't have chosen because I think there's better keeper in the league. You were kind of disagreeing, saying that you can see why they chose him, but your take on Dennis Taylor as a keeper overall?
Yeah, I think he's a leader because he captained Reno before he moved to Humble Lion. He was part of a Godfrey Stewart school, I believe, that won the Doncaster Cup years ago. He has been a part of Jamaica under 17, under 20. So he has been through the ranks. In fact, I think he's a better goalkeeper than Dylan Barnes. I think if there's a substitution, that they would probably put him in ahead of Dylan Barnes. That is my thing. That is how he's rated in the national system. I on form, however, in the local league, I think Kadeem Davis of Vere has the most clean sheets. Um, and this has been he was at Mount Pleasant before, and he had the most clean sheet that season. He was at Waterhouse before, and it was the same thing. But there may be other factors why he hasn't. I think Jaden White got a chance in Japan, and I don't
Yeah,
think he performed really well. Um, yeah, so that's
Mannings, man,
my
we
thing.
just address this
Yeah,
question from Frano. He's asking, how good is Taylor over Barnes with his feet?
he's a better passer, but the problem I think they have with him is that he's slow. I realize that is with the Jamaican goalkeepers. The Jamaican goalkeepers are very good on their feet, Eh, because most Jamaican footballers play scrimmage. And goalkeepers in scrimmage normally play forward. They don't stay in the goal. If you're a goalkeeper and you play scrimmage in Jamaica, you play forward. So you have like Andre Blake was an outfield player. The problem is that our goalkeepers are very slow when the ball is at their feet. And I think Dylan Barnes releases the ball quicker. Like Dylan Barnes is your Pickford at Everton in terms of passing out the ball, and Dennis Taylor is your Bird Leno at Arsenal. Who holds on to it too long? That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. I don't know
All
if
right,
David want to add to that.
all right, boss. We look at the defense, and these four players that I'm going to name first, they are not in the team for tomorrow, but they will be available for the Panama game. Reason being, you know that Mexico is on the red list and also Costa Rica. So Ethan Pinnock from Brentford, Wesley Harding from Rotherham United, Liam Moore, captain of Reading, and Amari Bell from Luton Town. And actually scored since season as well. A lot of people never really expected man like him to score, but he actually scored. So those four won't be available for the game tomorrow. But the defenders that will
Rotherham, who is the Rotherham person?
Wesley Harding.
Okay, yeah.
But for the game tomorrow, these will be the defenders that will be available. So they have Damian Lowe, who is expected to start, Alva Spoil as well, Kemar Lawrence, and Adrian Mariappa, O'Neill Fisher, and a first time call up for Richard King of Cavaliers. What can you tell us about Richard King,
And
Mannings?
Javian Brown is also in it.
Javian
Who
Brown.
plays Javian Brown? He plays a Vancouver Whitecaps. He's also there as well, and he's a defender.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But what can you tell us about this?
Richard King is a late bloomer. He played, that he was the captain for Clarendon in the last edition of the Doncaster Cup, and they won the Doncaster Cup. Very, very good defender, good with the ball at his feet. Very good in the air. He's 6 feet odd. So very good ball playing center back. Understand the game very well, and in terms of young center backs, he is one of the better center backs in the league. You could probably have gone for older center backs like a Ladiel Ritchie or a Johnny Talbot or like a Damani Solomon. Those are older center backs who probably have more experience. But in terms of, because he's just 19, I think he just turned 19 years old. So I think this is one for the future. And he was a late call up. and so right, it was a late call up for the Mexico game. So I think he's just going to go here. May not play, but it's a good experience. And I think in that regard, I give the coaching staff some commendation because it also helps with the local league that players will believe that if I work hard and do well enough, there is at least a space in the national team for me.
I agree. So also in the team when it comes on to the midfield now, Ravel Marson, as you know, he's here. Daniel Johnson is also here, but they won't be available for the game tomorrow. Also, Kevin Stewart, who was listed, he has not traveled as yet because he is recovering from an injury. And also in midfield, Bobby Reed. I'm going to just list out the players that will be available for the Mexico game, but not in the game tomorrow. So Bobby Reed, Leon Bailey, Jamal Lowe, Kemaruf, Mikel Antonio. Those guys won't be available for the game tomorrow. But in terms of who will be available for the game tomorrow in midfield, we have Devon Williams from Miami FC, Jonah Flemings from Birmingham Legion, Anthony Grant, first time caller from Swindon Town. I've seen this player, but I'm not really impressed by him. 34 years old, first time call up. Um, I see a lot of people saying that they actually like the call up. Reason being, at least we know that we won't see any sign of Javon Watson around the team. So on that basis, they said that this man can't do any worse than Javon Watson. And when I checked out Swindon Town, they actually rate him very highly. They actually have him as the engine of their team. So Devin, do you think that this man can
Yeah.
add some quality to our team, knowing that yeah, he has experience at the top level, but in terms of his age, 34 years old and playing in that in that mobile area of the field?
Yeah, like for him, like anything, any other ball is like a step up from Watson. To be honest, you know what I mean. I like Watson. I like Watson. I seen play when I was there in Clarendon, and you know it's a Clarendon baller. But in terms of this guy, I I honestly think for the game following this one, we have more players for selection, but he could do well. I'm not a fan of his. I'm not a fan of his. I'm not a fan of his. You know, but for the midfield, uh I would put. I don't know how much work Devon Williams has been doing. But like to me, I like Speedy in the midfield, not because I know him from Georgia as a Georgia's player, but if you allow him to control the game, he can control the game. I don't know if this is too big of a game, but I think he can do well in the midfield to replace what Javon Watson would bring. And as soon as we get the more experienced players, we could probably drop them in. Like is Roof available?
Not for the game tomorrow, but Mexico.
Roof not available for tomorrow. Oh. But I'm not so big on that guy though from Swindon. I'm not big on him. No, to be honest.
Mannings, what you make of him?
Well, all I know, there's one Jamaican who has advocated for him endlessly,
Yeah, man, I know him, man.
tirelessly. He has raised the expectation levels on this player, spoken highly of him. For his sake, for the player's sake, I hope he gives a good account of himself. What I would say is that if I were advising him, I would say, bro, don't make your debut for Jamaica in the Azteca against Mexico. Because
Because they're going to roast you.
that would have been my advice. But listen, we don't have anybody else right now based on again those available to go who if he can do a job. I don't know what is going to happen. If he does a good job, we get a result, I believe. But if he is poor, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem.
All right, so he's more of a tackling midfielder, and that is what I saw when I checked on.
That's the problem in Mexico, you know. In football in Mexico, you don't get a chance to tackle anybody. The ball is moving too fast, so tackling is not necessary. You understand? You need some other skills.
Yeah, and we're not joined by Ryan. Ryan, instantly I'm going to put you under the coach. So a lot of people are saying that they'll take Anthony Grant over Kevin Lambert and all those guys on any given day, because a lot of people say they don't want to see Kevin Lambert back in a Jamaican shirt because he's just not good enough. And also Michael Hector, they said they'll take Anthony Grant over Michael Hector on any day. What do you say?
What has people seen of Grant to substantiate that point? I don't understand. What have we seen thus far to convince us that Grant will make a better international player than Lambert? I'm not going to put in Hector because that's a foregone conclusion that Hector is not an international footballer. Neither is he a Premier League footballer. Maybe not even a championship footballer. But yeah, I don't, between Grant and Lambert, I don't know what people using, what metric are they using? What is the point? What is the point of coming to that point?
All right, so as I said earlier, he plays for Swindon Town in, I believe it's in League 2, and I guess they have seen him on a few occasions. Yeah, I've seen him about. Is that a lot of him I've seen? Because yeah, I watch some League 2 every now and then, but not much of it. I more watch Championship and League 1 at this sometimes. But otherwise, some that I haven't seen much of him. But at Swindon, I can say that they rate him very highly. And there's a particular analyst on Manningsman show that man rates him very highly. although as someone said to me that the reason why the man rates him so highly because they're my friend. So that's the reason behind it. But the man rated him up highly and said that, yeah, this man can actually do a job. As Fran is saying in the comment section, that he's a tackler, not necessarily the best when it comes down to technical abilities, but on that basis, they said that he's better at breaking up plays than a Hector and a Kevin Lambert.
To be honest with you, I have to see both of them to make an analysis because I was reading up on Grant and I didn't even realize that Grant used to play for Chelsea. I don't remember him from Chelsea.
Well, he was at Chelsea and had one game for Chelsea.
One game. I don't remember him being a part of the academy.
He came in a League Cup game for probably like 10 minutes, and that was it. But so
yeah, and then
I don't think that should.
He played against Man U in a one game. I don't remember him. I barely remember Lambert. Maybe I've seen him for Liverpool. I barely remember him. So basically, I'll be seeing.
Repeat, who you said this for Liverpool?
Who was at Liverpool?
Kevin Stewart.
Stewart. Oh, Stewart. Sorry, I'm mixing up a number. Anyway, yeah. But Kevin Stewart is a DM. Yes?
Yeah, he's
and we are comparing DMs, right?
Yeah, we're talking about Lambert and him. But remember that Kevin Stewart is currently out. Stewart is out right now.
You mean for the Mexico game?
Mexico game. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, look, I see somebody in here saying, and I think that's unfair to Grant in the comment section saying, I think Coley OG said no League 2 baller must get called up for the team that's an embarrassment. But like, yeah, like we have players that are in not even a major league in the US.
UCL.
In the USL. USL. So how much pick up a different League 2 to me, if you ask me, is
better than USL.
Better than USL.
I think so.
Because look at it now, Devin.
So that's unfair to the guy in that way. Let's see him.
No, but since when we reach that level, when we can make those demands.
Because we can't judge him on the fact that he's in a League 2, and then we have some USL baller in the pro in squad. Nah, that's unfair.
Yeah, Devin, because Jonah Flemings he's in USL. Devon Williams he's in USL. So, I mean.
Peter Lee, Lamar Walker.
All those guys are in USL. So
if we don't pick any League 2 and USL footballer, can we put a squad of 20 together?
All right.
Well, he could be saying that I don't know, and let me just see if I can probably side with Coley OG for this. Maybe he's saying that if we have to go to League 2, that means probably something is wrong. I don't know if that could be what he means. In other words, we should not have to find a footballer in League 2 to play in.
Yeah, but do we have a pool? Do we have such talents?
That's what I'm saying. Unless he's saying that we have other talents that we could have chosen from. No, that's what I'm saying. We'd have to probably ask
They
him.
might
I'm
play
just
in the
trying to see
Mars.
if I
They
can.
might play in the Mars Premier League.
Nah.
But Mannings, if you look at it though, it's kind of unfair as Devin said, because look at man like Jamie Vardy who has risen to the top. That man come through all the leagues you can possibly think of in England, you
Yeah.
know, and look at him now. Even Ollie Watkins, who is at Aston Villa, remember where he's coming from as well. These men are coming from League Two, come straight up the ranks. So I mean, it's not fair on the guy. I mean,
Come
as I said, I'm not
Yeah,
really.
what I'll say though to Ryan is just to go on the Michael Hector thing. All right, so these guys, I know he was getting up to $20,000. All right, for several years at Fulham. All right, now I would want to believe that if somebody can give you £20,000 a week, I mean, maybe they are seeing something for several years, not for 1 year. He was also at Chelsea, and at Chelsea they were giving him £16,000 a week, and they loaned him out and all of that. They sold him for a fee. He didn't go on a free. So obviously, there must have been something there. I think we haven't done him much justice in our national program. He was very instrumental in Fulham getting promoted. We forgot that, playing in a back three for Fulham when they came up. When they came up, however, Scott Parker, they made some purchases and he started playing different. I mean, he started being out of the team. When it
No,
comes to playing,
he started in the team and made some mistakes and
and
bring
then
himself
dropped
out
it.
of the team.
Lots of mistake.
That's a mistake. All
No,
right.
I'm going to ask you this now, management. You're
Yeah.
saying we haven't done him justice. The same guy who gave away the Gold Cup in 2015, we haven't done justice. So I'm going to ask you this. What have you seen from Hector to substantiate
Let me
your
just
point?
use the recent Gold Cup. The recent Gold Cup that just ended. I didn't see him do anything wrong to not be selected in this squad.
No, tell me what he did right.
What he did right, he held the midfield. He played in 2 games and we did not lose. Any game that he didn't play in, we lost in the Gold Cup.
Okay, so he was the difference maker.
Well, I mean, all I'm saying is that
it wasn't Andre Gray missing the goals or anything like that.
All right, so here's the thing now. We are going to put other things to say that is it. But there's also the point that when he did not play, we lost. And when he played, we won.
No, that is a basic school reasoning, man.
That can be, you know, you're a smart guy, man. That can be what you call correlation versus causing.
Causation.
Yeah, all right, correlation versus causation. Yeah.
But Mannings, but also
Ryan might not be the cause.
Ryan can easily counter your point by saying that the 2 games that Hector never played, it's actually the best Jamaica played right out through the entirety of the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
In the 2 games?
Yeah, the 2 games that they lost. The 2 games that they lost is the best Jamaica played throughout the Gold Cup.
All right,
and we played stronger teams in those 2 games. You'd agree, right?
Well, you see, now we're gonna get into, because remember the amount of possession and score, we based on results and the stats. I mean, the eye test. Sometimes the comments distract you, know.
Focus.
The first 2 games we played were the easier games.
I agree. Okay.
No.
Remember, my thing is not that Hector is the best. So I'm just making a point that originally, that if people over the years have paid him so much money, they must have seen something. When it comes to the national team, he doesn't get to play in his best position most of the time. If you go back to the last Gold Cup that he played, is the same thing. He was playing well in centre back, and then they moved him. So I think Schaefer was there. We had him in a back three. The team was playing well. All right. And I always say this to people. Michael Hector came to Jamaica in his younger years when England wanted him in their U teams, when he was at Chelsea.
Hector?
I'm not, yeah. The U team.
I don't remember England wanting Hector.
But the under 20, go and check it.
What I'll give him is that he's a loyal player to Jamaica. He is. He along with Adrian Mariappa, I'll give both of them that. But you're saying that in terms of Jamaica playing him in his best position, at centre back right now, we don't need him. When you look at Jamaica team, right? Look at it now, Mannings. When you look at Jamaica centre back options, you have Ethan Pinnock, Premier League proven. Liam Moore.
No,
That
he
man is
can't be in the
quality.
team. No, no, we're not arguing. He can't. We're not arguing if he should be in
Yeah,
the
but
team.
you're saying that they're not playing in his position, so I'm
No,
just
man.
bringing it across to you
All,
that
all,
No,
all,
I
no,
want
man.
it
it's the
over
No,
same
the
man.
type of
years prior
No,
to
man.
this.
What I'm saying is that Ryan was saying. Right. I just went back to what Ryan was saying earlier. That he should not be playing international football. What I'm saying is that at the end of the day, even if you believe that other people have seen something in him to pay him 20,000 and 16,000 a week. So
yeah, man. But Mannings, Phil
yeah.
Jones, I get the whole heap of money same way too, you know. So I mean, all right, let's move on. Look at the midfield now, though.
But Amari Bell, I don't know if you know this, but Amari Bell is not available as well. He's not
Yeah, man.
here.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Okay.
But the rest of the midfield options, because I stopped at Anthony Grant, are Tyreek McGee, you know that he plays for UPenn. Peter Lee Vassell plays for Indy 11. Lamar Walker plays for Miami FC. Javan East, who plays for Santos de Copales. Romario Williams, who plays for Cadiz. I believe that is over in give me a second. I'll just get back to it. But I saw the movie the other day, and I was like, yeah, actually, someone is branching out into a different country. And then we have Corey Burke from Philadelphia Union, Shamar Nicholson from Sherley, Blair Turgott from Östersund over there in Sweden. We have Norman Campbell and Ricardo Morris. Ryan, what do you make of the forward options?
I think forward and defense. When I say defense, I mean centre back are our strongest areas. Our forward line, we have a Europa League forward in terms of and a Scottish winner in terms of Kemar Roof.
Yeah, but
And we have the league.
they won't play in the game tomorrow.
More.
No, but we're talking about the options, yes?
No, I'm just focusing on the
Oh, the one game
team for tomorrow.
for tomorrow. Okay. Well, we'll be depleted, but we have to make do because the other teams will have the same reality. So we have to make do with what we have for tomorrow and see what best we can make of it. I'd like to see what the young guy name is that plays Norman. He's a forward, right?
Norman Campbell.
Norman Campbell. Yeah, man. I'd like to see. I hear good things of him, so I'd like to see him. Corber, we know that he's a workhorse type of forward, and he's a bully in terms of he uses his body and has a good turn of pace. So if he gets an opportunity, I'd like to see what he can do at this level. So it's a wait and see game for me right now in terms of the fringe players, if you like, in the forward position.
Okay. Mannings, now you look at the team overall, the forward options. If you were the coach of Jamaica, what would be your... All right, we're going to have to look back at the team overall, but for now, just look at the forward line. Which options would you actually work with for the time being, knowing that these players are out?
What I would do is play 5 in the back, 4 in the midfield, and play my biggest forward who can hold up the ball and at least have some pace. That's what I would do, and depend on some set pieces, that we can catch them on the counter. But that's how I'd set up 3. I mean, I would say 5, meaning I would go Damian Lowe, Andre Mariappa, and Alvas Powell as the 3 there, and then Javian Brown, I think his name is, on the right. Javane Brown on the right, and Kemar Lawrence on the left. And then
1 second though, you realize you have 2 right back / centre backs in your back 3.
Alvas Powell.
Who plays on the left?
Kemar Lawrence.
No, left side of centre back.
Who plays on the left side of centre back? Mariappa can play there. He played there. He played there in the USA game. Is it? I'm sorry, not the USA. It wasn't the USA game.
Mariappa played right back USA game.
But he has played on the left side of centre back. What?
I don't remember that.
Mannings, wouldn't it actually be better served if a man like Damian Lowe actually play on the left hand side and allow Liam Moore to be the central Mariappa?
Liam Moore.
Formation.
Yeah. and allow Mariappa to be the central.
Yeah,
Like
but
the
I'm just remembering that Liam Moore is not available tomorrow. So
yeah.
if you look at it now, if you're going with a back three, as Ryan is saying, how do you work that out really? Because that's definitely tough to see.
I mean, like I
Because
said, um I would go with Lowe and Mariappa. Those are certainly the two players. The other players they have is Alvas Powell and Kemar Taxilar. So if you go four at the back, you have Javian Brown, who is one of the better right backs. What you gonna do with him? Put him in midfield. I want to play him out of position, so I'll bring Alvas Powell inside to be that back three. Put Javian Brown on the right. So I have the
but stick up
yeah,
in though, Mannings.
yeah.
When he was at Kingston College, didn't he play as a centre back?
Our centre back, or put him in the centre back. Put Alvas Powell outside. I mean, that's how I'd set up if we go into the Azteca at the beginning of the game in the backline, because this is Anthony Grant's first game. I don't know what he's like. I'm not going to play four at the back. Don't know what he's like and leave him to protect the defenders.
Okay. But Ryan, it doesn't necessarily sounds like it's catastrophic, because remember that at your club, Aspilicueta is a right back who plays right centre back for you guys, just like
No,
Rhys
my
James.
question was who plays left centre back. That was my
Yeah,
question.
yeah, because
Yeah,
they're
that's
saying
so,
that they're both right-footed players.
Because
that's what
there are two right back slash centre backs who you're playing in a back three. So who plays left centre back?
Yeah, that's the question he's asking.
tricky.
But we only have one. We only have one left-footed player in the team that plays defense, and that's Kemar Lawrence. That is in Mexico right now.
Yeah, because you know that
Unless you're
Amar
going to
Bell,
use O'Neal Fish,
Amar,
unless yeah.
I'm saying that
Well,
you know that Amar Bell actually left-footed as well, but he's not there.
he's
So
not there.
yeah.
People say O'Neal Fisher can play that side. I've never seen him,
Oh,
so
No,
I
I've
don't.
never seen Fisher play that
Yeah.
side.
No. I think we
but
should go back for though. To be on the safe side, because I don't think we should risk a back five at this stage of the game. I think we should go back for it.
but
Okay, back four. Okay,
yeah,
so who would you
give
put
me a
in?
team.
Who would you put in the back four?
Well, it would be low definitely. Maybe Mariapas with him. By the way, which club Mariapas is at now?
Unattached.
Unattached United.
Oh, so he did not get Bristol. Let him go.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Anyway, it would be low on Mariapa for me. Right back would be Alvas and left back Lawrence.
Okay. Mannings, what is your full lineup? Because that is what I'm trying to get at.
Okay, so I would go with the goalkeeper being Blake, obviously.
Yeah.
The five defenders, because Javian Brown has been the best right-sided defender for Jamaica that plays in the Americas. Better than Alvas Powell. He
True.
Which club is
scored
that?
goals. Huh?
Vancouver Whitecaps.
Vancouver. He scored 2 goals in his last game. I think he scored a goal in his last game. He scored in the game before that. He should have been in the Gold Cup squad. Don't know why he wasn't selected. So I if I have to play 4 at the back, I would have to replace Alvas Powell and play him. Because Alvas Powell is not even starting. Alvas Powell is on the bench and he's very infrequent in terms of getting games. All right. Now, if I play the 5 at the back, I'm going Speedy and Mike and Anthony Grant playing beside each other, and then I have one person in front of them, which would be Corey Burke, who can join. I'm going to play Bowser up front, Junior Fleming on one side, and I use Norman Campbell on the other side, so I can have some
So
speed going
based
forward.
on
What
what you
formation is that?
based on what you just described, Mannings,
5-4-1.
that sounds like a 5. Go again.
It's actually a 5-4-1. It's actually
That's
a
all
5
like 3-4-3 though.
No, I'm playing 5 at the back. I play 2 at the base at the middle, which is like a triangle. It's 3 in the midfield, you know. But it's like a triangle. 2 sit at the base and 1 at the top, which is Corey Burke. And Bowser is in front of him as the one striker, and the other 2 midfielders play on the outside.
That's uncomplicated, but alright.
Initially, when you described it, it sounds like a 5-2-1-3. That's how it sounded. And then
All right. So 5 defenders, right? So let's go. 5 and the goalkeeper, that's 6.
I see what you're saying in there.
Number 7 is Anthony Grant. Number 8 is Devon Speedy. Right? 8. So now you go Corey Burke, that's 9. Junior Fleming, that's 10. And Shamar Nicholson,
But
that's 11.
stick up in though,
That's
Mannings.
a front three. That's a front three, man.
Why would you use Corey Burke as in a number 10 role while you have number
because
10
again,
in your
remember
team?
when we're attacking now, the 4 in the middle because it's 5-4-1. When we're attacking, we become a diamond. Speedy comes up to play at the top of the diamond. Grant sits, and then Burke goes on the left, Fleming on the right, with Bowles up front. When we're defending,
hold on. You can't have a diamond in a back 5.
no,
Because you're going to have your wing backs going, you know.
no.
Unless, so where wing backs going though?
All right, so watch me. You're playing a
I'm
back
trying to
5.
understand the formation.
No,
because
yeah,
you
man.
said
So watch this.
in a
So
back 5.
you play a back 5 and you play a 4 in midfield. But how you play the 4 in midfield, when you're defending, you have 2 CDMs. You have 2 CDMs. All right? Then the other 2 midfielders are what you would call 2 number 8s. When you are 2 number 8s. And Bowser is your lone forward. What? So it's like, if you don't coach a 5 again. All right, fine. All right, that's a problem. All right, when you're attacking, remember your midfield plays narrow, so your wing back can still go. They still have the flank because the diamond is not to spread them wide, it's to keep them narrow. It's a transition game. So you have Grant at the base, you have Speedy comes up front, which pushes Fleming to the right and pushes Burke to the left. And then you have your wing backs coming forward. But when you're defending, everybody have to come back and sit behind the ball that way. I played it before, but I don't know. Let me hear it. That is what I would choose.
The way you describe it, the way you describe it, the wing backs are going to try overlap and run up in them teammates.
Okay.
Yep, that's how it sounds.
All right.
But Devin,
Yeah.
it will actually be 11 for tomorrow.
All right. I like the 5 in the back. All right. Powell, Maria Paulo. In terms of the thing about left, who play left for the center back or right, not too sure. And Taxi and Brown. I like Brown. I like Brown being on the right. I think he deserves to be playing. Right. Those are the back 5. In the middle, definitely. Speedy. Speedy in the middle. I'll give Grant a play. I mean, he's a professional, League 2 or League 1 or whatever. He's still a professional in England. Have him in the middle, and there's no way I'm leaving out. I like that. There's no way I'm leaving out Corey Burke. I'm not leaving. I love Corey Burke as a player. He works. All right. So I'm trying to figure out now. I'm putting flex off Williams, Grant, Fleming.
Burke.
Right, Burke. So I'm missing one more. It's
Bowser. I don't know. Just giving you a name to use.
Hold on. Is Gray available?
No.
Oh, shucks. Okay. So all right. I'm being on the spot right now. Bowser for want of a better player.
What is the same starting level with what we have it up?
Same level we have.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess the 2 of you are on one team and then Ryan and I are over this side because I'm not going to back left.
But in terms of the 4, I still work with 2 up front.
Okay, so you go
Right.
5-3-2.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
All right,
Cool.
that's hi Ryan. So I already heard you saying that you're going to go with a back 4. That is what I'm going to go with as well. I say Tapa, stick with what you know. Stick with what you have been using. Remember that you guys have just come together. You really haven't gotten any training session underneath your belt much. I say stick to what you know. The 4-2-3-1 that has been working for you, stick to it. What you say, Ryan?
Similar. My team would be, as I said, back 4 with Blake and goal, obviously. Low Mariapa, centre back. Taxi, Alvas, the wing backs. I'll go with a midfield of. I would play Johnson. Oh, Johnson available? No.
No, no,
No.
no, no, not for
No.
this
No,
game.
not available. Not available. All right, so fine. We'll have and Grant and who I'm leaving out again.
Must Devon Williams if you're playing those.
Williams, yeah, Speedy, Grant Speedy, um, Burke, Shamar, Nicholson, and Junior Flemings. I'm leaving out somebody. 10 players.
So
What
you're
about
missing
the
a
team
forward,
much
you're missing
different
a
from
forward
our
player.
team?
I'm leaving out somebody. So
A
it's
forward
either I play a midfield, it's either I play a midfield three, it's either I go 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1.
But
Because
it's the same team we have, you know. It's
Yeah,
how
All right,
everybody
the,
so,
the,
else
so,
friendly.
so
the
this is
formation is different.
formation, yeah.
all right.
So
So
I'm sure I can play.
Manningsman,
I don't
Manningsman,
figure out who the 11 players yet.
Manningsman, I'd rather risk Richard King tomorrow than play your back five with those pure right backs playing in that back three. So
Okay.
as for me personally though, I'm going to go with a four at the back, and as we all agreed, Andrea Blake in goal. That's the obvious choice. I'm going to go with Kemara Lawrence at left back. In terms of centre back pairing, Damian Lowe and Adrian Mariappa, and I'm going to agree with Manningsman and Devin. I like Javin Brown. He has
Yeah.
played exceptionally well in MLS this season, and you can't just throw that aside. Yeah, I know that they trust man like Alvaspel and all of that, but you should select your team based on performance, and this man has performed. So I'm going with Javier Brown at the right back spot. In terms of midfield, I'm going to go with Anthony Grant. I really want to see him along with Devon Williams. In terms of the forward line, though, this is where it gets tricky, and I'm just thinking like Tapper right now. So I'm going to play Blair Turgot on the left-hand side. In the middle now, that's the tricky one now. I would rather see one of these two options. Well, three options. Either Tarek McGee, Peter Levatsla, Lamar Walker. Any one out of the three would work for me. And on the right-hand side, yeah, I think he's going to go with Jonah Flemings. And up top, Corey Burke. Yes, Boza is in good scoring form. He has been racking up the goals for Charlotte, but
You
I
know,
just...
Blair Turgot was not in his original squad. Blair Turgot was only called up when it was found out that the players could
Yeah,
not
but
travel to Mexico.
either way he's going to play.
And
Tomorrow you'll see.
Yeah.
no,
we'll
what
focus on
I'm saying
tomorrow.
what I'm saying to you is that he chose players who are on this trip, like you're putting balls on the bench, who was chosen in the team ahead of Blair Turgot.
Yeah, but management, that don't mean not this point
Yeah, it
in time.
does.
No, because management, we have seen this before. Players get called up late and them get game time. It is a reality.
Okay, all right.
So Manningsman, come tomorrow, right? If
Yeah.
I see Blair Turgot starting over Boza, what are you going to say to me?
Well, what I'll say to you tonight is there is a very popular social media person who has a very common saying that will never happen.
No, man, but I'm
That-
saying if it does happen, what are you going to come here and say? Because you're a man
I-
that you live by your slang, you know. Remember your slang. Yeah,
I am
sure.
sure. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So
if
I think Whitmore is going to start Burke, and in whatever formation he uses, he's going to start Burke and Bowser.
all right, yeah, man.
All right,
Continue,
bless
Mannings.
up Devin. Yeah. So I think that there are some players that Whitmore has been very comfortable with. And so I think one of the players he is comfortable with is Shamar Nicholson. And the truth is that so often, even I have said that he shouldn't. Remember when Andre Gray, for example, went to the Gold Cup, most of us thought, like, obviously, Andre Gray is going to play over Bowser. And he played him. He played Bowser over Andre Gray. So I think, like, Bowser is one of his favorite players as a forward in this team. So I don't see him having him in an original 23, not having Blair Turgot, then plays a game and don't start Bowser.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my thing.
Okay. But as I said though, I think he's going to go with the guys that he has used before, tried and proven, and I think Blake Turgot is one of those. I mean, I don't like him personally. I don't like Blade Trigger because I don't think he offers much than just run up and down. That's
Me
just my
neither.
thing. But
I don't think he's good enough to be in the team, personally.
yeah, I would agree with that. But you know that there are people that actually rate him a lot. So yeah, I think the coach will actually play him. But in terms of scoreline prediction, oh, you have to see this game going tomorrow morning, man. Knowing that Mexico is not necessarily at their strongest, because man like Raul Jimenez, I believe he's not in their team. So with that being said, I think this game will end tomorrow.
I I expect Mexico to win, but I would not. If we get a draw, I'll be satisfied. I think the
Okay.
preparation isn't good enough. We are not having our best players, so I expect Mexico to win. But if we defend well, we could come away with a draw. I mean, any results that doesn't embarrass us, I would be satisfied with. If we go there and get one, I'm okay. If we go there and get two, I'm okay. I don't want to. I don't. The days of us getting six, love. I hear people saying those things. The days of Jamaica getting 6 and 5 are over. I'm telling you
Okay.
that. Those days are done. Andre Blake not going to be in that goal and Damian Lowe and allow us to get six. Those days are Jamaica getting those scores are, I think, are done.
All right. Ryan, how is it panning out tomorrow, knowing that Mexico is not at their strongest either?
Best case, and we're not at our strongest either. So best case, and I think Mexico can put together a better squad than us, with both of us not being at our strongest.
Yeah.
So best case scenario is a draw. Either nil or 1-1. That's my best case scenario. So hopefully, um, something like that plays out. We're at least leave with something.
But logically, what's the prediction?
That is my. That is it.
Wow. You expect,
We try. We try. We go out there and play decent football and try to come home with something.
Yeah, I agree. And we're not going to look at the rest of the team tonight because you know that there's a next game on Sunday, I believe. So I believe tomorrow we'll look at it because, well, not tomorrow. I mean, Friday we'll look at it because there will be no EPL action this weekend. So we can look at all the international fixtures that are going to take place over the
Yeah, but
weekend.
the game will be because the game is going to be at 8 o'clock tomorrow, our time.
No, man, I'm not talking about that game, man. I'm talking about the game against Panama.
Okay, no, you couldn't look at that tomorrow though.
8 o'clock our time, as
Oh.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
man,
Mexico
8 o'clock
versus
Jamaica
Jamaica game is 8 o'clock our time tomorrow, so you couldn't look at the
Oh,
game.
I thought it was 9. Okay.
No, look, Mannings, man, listen, I'm saying that the game against Panama, the rest of the players that I haven't discussed, I'm going to
Oh,
reserve that until Friday.
Friday. Oh, Friday. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So, because, as I said, we have a game tomorrow, so we want to watch a game. I believe it's 9 because I think the USA game also starts at 9. So I believe all the games are at 9 tomorrow.
Oh,
But
oh.
I wish Jamaica the best, and I hope that they can get a result against this Mexican team. And let's just see how it goes. But there were lots of action in Europe
Where is
today.
it? Fabi,
There was
Fabi, Fabi Fredo said Jamaica getting 9. No, that's nice.
no, man. The man is
No, he
saying that
says the game is
Oh,
9.
the game is at 9.
um,
Okay.
there was some international football today over there in Europe, World Cup qualifications, and one Cristiano Ronaldo came the outright highest goal scoring player there is internationally. He overtook Holiday.
And he just had to make it dramatic.
Missed a penalty, and then he scored 2 late goals for them. And what I really want to talk about that game then, Aaron, because I watched that game in 10:30, and it's something that you and I have discussed before. You know that Fernando Santos is one of the worst coach there is in international football. What he has going for him is that he has a super team, so they are just putting the result together to save his job. Because today I was looking at the team itself, right? The overall structure of the team is very poor. Because I mean, I don't see what Danilo Pereira has to offer them, and people might go into say this and say that is because he plays at Liverpool. But yeah, I mean, Bruno didn't affect the game much either. But so did Jota. Jota got a clear-cut chance and missed it. And after that, I don't see anything at all that Jota did.
He can easily improve the team by just doing one thing, put Ruben Neves in the midfield.
But that is what he's
and
not
then
going
play
to do.
better football, right? Just by doing that.
Yeah, but this man, This man sucks when it comes down to coaching, and it was proven today because if you looked at the game overall, you know that if Ireland were actually clinical, they could have beaten Portugal because many a times they caught out Portugal. And I said it before and I said it again. If Portugal wants to move forward, get rid of Pepe. Pepe time is over in international football, and that was where all the attacks for Ireland came today.
That's what I
Adam,
wanted to ask you guys. What is Pepe still? You're telling me that Benfica are what's the other top team in
he's at
Porto
Porto, man.
Lisbon? Don't
Yeah,
Porto they
Porto and
don't have any other centre back better than Pepe.
they do.
So why is he playing? I keep every time I see him, honestly, I feel like I can't watch out the games.
We centre back better. Who they have that is a centre back that's better?
Yeah,
than
that's why
that?
I'm asking. I'm asking Levon, who they must have somebody else better than him.
They do have
'Cause
players.
if it's Joseph Quantigo and said they are the same age.
No, Ryan. Why would I go to Joseph Font? He's just as old as him, so why would I actually select him? They have up and coming youngsters that they don't necessarily trust, including a guy that is at Porto, I believe his name. His name is currently slipping me, but I believe his name is Diego Lite. I stand corrected, but even that guy can play ahead of him, and I believe he's the one that accompanies Pepe at Porto. So if you look at that, why is it that these guys can't get into the team? It needs a lot to actually think about. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. But I don't think they necessarily have the best pairing. And I think going forward, it's something that will cause them a lot of issue. Knowing that you have a man like João Cancelo, and João Cancelo is very attacking when it comes on to playing for Portugal, and that's going to leave space in behind. Pepe
And the
is
same
not,
thing with Guerrero. Same with Guerrero.
and the thing is that Pepe doesn't have the pace to actually cover for a man like João Cancelo, so that's an Achilles heel for them. But also, as I said, Portugal ended up winning the match 2-1. France drew 1-1 with Bosnia. They got a man sent off, the guy that Ryan and his team were chasing all summer long. Jules Kunde, he was sent off. But overall, tomorrow we'll see your team going into action, Ryan, England, and there's some injury worries, that Calvert-Lewin is not part of the team, and also Jadon Sancho picked up a slight injury today as well.
They're out of the squad.
I believe Calvert-Lewin is. I'm not 100% sure, but Jadon is a slight injury. He's not out of
What
the
happened to Calvert? I didn't hear about Calvert's situation.
I never saw the full report, but I just saw that it said that he has an injury. But in terms of your team overall, I like the team that you guys selected and how you're going forward.
Pretty much the same team. Calvert-Lewin was never going to be a starter. He would have maybe gotten a start in one of the other two games, but for the Hungary game would be the toughest of the three that we'd have. So it would have been Hurricane nonetheless. Calvert, if he is out, we have Bamford who can back up. Give Kane a rest. So I think England would basically use their strongest team that is available for that Hungary game. Basically the team that went to the Euro finals. So it is what it is, basically from that end for England.
All right, so AJ Campbell is saying that Portugal could actually use Carmo. AJ, David Carmo is currently out injured. It's been a while since that man has played a game for Braga. I haven't seen him in ages, but yeah, he's one for the future for them as well. Mannings, man, which team you actually support internationally?
The Brazil.
I thought that much.
Okay.
I was flicking whether it was actually Brazil or France because I know that.
Yeah, I mean,
the
the South American qualifiers become easy and easy. I think the only game that probably gonna give us some challenge is when we play Argentina.
Argentina.
Yeah. I think we play them in this series right here because so that is supposed to be a very exciting game. I'm hoping that both teams can have their best players available. I know that there are some issues with some of the players traveling, so I'm not sure how that has worked out in terms of who, because some players were insisting that they're going and some were not, so I'm not sure what the makeup of the squads are going to look like. I think they're also coming off a very good Olympic tournament, winning it again. As usual, Dani Alves you know, in his old age, still winning titles. The great old daddy there. I think we have. I mean, the team is very good. I think Brazil has some of the better goalkeepers in the world now. I mean, if you look at top 10 goalkeepers, you could say two Brazilians are in there. You look at, in midfield, Fabinho is a very good midfielder, just all around. Casemiro, very good centre back as well. Some very, very good centre backs. I think if there's one area that they haven't sorted out in a while is who is the
Right.
centre forward. Right back? Well, right back, true, but centre forward is a problem here, I think, for Brazil. Like, um, this oh geez, he plays in Barbosa. Think they had
Yeah,
him in.
that's his name, man. Gabriel Barbosa.
Gabriel.
I don't I don't know if it is a part of Brazil's plan to always use someone in their local league who is a forward in squads. You remember from Edmundo's time, they always seem to have these guys who play locally that when they go to tournament. I don't rate Barbosa. I don't know.
But Mannings, man, if you're being honest though, he has been banging in the goals of Flamengo though.
For Flamingo,
He
that's
has
the thing.
been.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's
No,
for
what
They,
Flamingo.
they,
happened in man
they,
is
they're
man,
going
it's
to try to
because
integrate someone from Brazil.
Brazil
Has a decent football league in South America,
True.
and so they will always find strikers in the league that are scoring goals to
Yeah.
make up the squad. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's by design; it's just by reality.
Yeah, but the guy who went to the keep forgetting his name, but he was at the under 23 at the Olympics, and he also played in Copa America. Had the beard. Oh, jeez,
Oh,
I'm not so good on his name, but he scored a couple of goals, and he scored in the last qualifiers. Pac, Paquita,
Paqueta.
Paqueta, yeah,
He
Paqueta,
play.
yeah,
He
yeah,
plays for Leon over there in the French league.
yeah, and
What's
he
the first
played
name
well.
again? Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas Paqueta.
Lucas. Yeah.
Lucas Paqueta, yeah. Lucas Paqueta. Very good. I think he's better than Barbosa, so I can't
No, but
understand
he's
why.
not a
He's not
striker.
a forward.
He's a
He's a wide
midfielder. He's not
midfielder.
even
Yeah.
a wide. He's not even a wide player. He's a
Yeah,
center. He's a
but
central
they use
midfielder.
him. They have to take off Barbosa in Copa America and let him play forward, and put Richards
But he's not.
Richards on the
He's
outside.
not a forward though.
But
Mannings
that is
man.
the
He's
point
not.
I'm making. It shows you how poor Barbosa is.
He's not.
No, I
I
don't
don't.
think
I don't think
he was
he's
good enough
as
to play
poor as
forward.
this
I
guy.
think it was just personal change that was
Oh,
made.
personal changes, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think we have, yeah, I think we have a good Brazil, the defense and midfield. We don't concede a lot of goals. I think from we got that walloping from Germany, we haven't conceded like 3 goals in any other game in
Okay.
since that time at under 20, under 23, or at the senior level. Like that was national embarrassment, and
All
so
right. We'll move on from that because since then Germany was my side. Actually went to 2018 World Cup and never did anything. But I'm looking up and better now because tomorrow starts the reign of Hansi Flick. Take over the reins of Germany, and tomorrow we'll get to see him in action. And I've selected quite a youthful team in a sense, going that I can look forward to seeing Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala, the next big thing that England lost out on, um, Karim Adeyemi. I'm looking forward to seeing these guys, man. And Mahmoud Dahoud, who has been playing decent for Dortmund. Marquez, who actually got a call back again. So, yeah, decent team to look forward to. And I've started out my wing back here as now I can have Riddle Baku playing as my right side, the wing back. Don't have to see Kimmich playing there anymore. Kimmich can play his rightful position. And also on the left hand side, I started that out by bringing in David Raum, who actually did well at the recently concluded under 21 World Cup. So yeah, I'm looking good,
yeah,
man. The reigns of Hansi Flick start tomorrow, and the winning feeling starts to come back to Germany again because Hansi Flick is going to deliver the World Cup come next year. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to all this. That being said, this is where we're going to call it a night on the show. It was a pleasure having you, Manningsman, Ryan Lawson.
yeah,
Devin was here earlier, and all our commenters who kept our company right throughout, even though they're punching Manningsman all over for his formation and all like that. But we still appreciate all of you guys.
Ryan is the cause of it. Listen, I'm going to have the start. I'm going to have the starting 11 tomorrow on my show. So early in the morning. So
And to
we'll
our
see.
producer Josh Carlo makes this possible.
Yeah.
But until tomorrow, Stay safe, guys. Go and watch some football, man. Lots of football.
Cricket,
And
T20.
CPL is going on, tennis is going on. So yeah, lots of sporting this different sporting disciplines to actually look forward to. So until then,